Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1472.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about why the wealthy are spending more now. While the stock market is in a pullback and the economy seems to be headed for a soft landing, it's interesting to see that the wealthiest 10% of Americans are driving the bulk of consumer spending at this time. While many Americans are cutting back, the wealthier people are spending freely. According to the Wall Street Journal, the top 10% of earners, which are households making at least $250,000 a year, are buying things like vacations and luxury goods. Could this be an attempt to get ahead of any tariffs or cost increases, or is something else at work here? These consumers make up just under half of all consumer spending, the highest dating back 35 years, the report said, citing an analysis by Moody's Analytics. 3 decades ago, those wealthier consumers accounted for about 36% of spending. That means that economic growth is unusually dependent on wealthier American spending, the report said. Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, estimated that spending by these consumers made up close to a third of gross domestic product. High earners upped their spending by 12% between September of 2023 and September of 2024, while working-class households began spending less. The Wall Street Journal report notes that richer Americans have increased their consumer spending well above inflation, while the rest of the country has not. The bottom 80% of earners spent 25% more than they did 4 years ago, while prices increased 21% during that period. The wealthiest 10%, meanwhile, spent 58% more, according to the report. But more affluent customers are still worried about their finances as the possibility of tariffs on imported goods looms. The latest installment of the University of Michigan surveys of consumers showed a 9.8% drop in consumer sentiment for the month and a 15.9% year-over-year decline. Although all 5 components of the index dropped during the month, the trend was led by a 19% plunge in buying conditions for durables, in large part due to fears that tariff-induced price increases are imminent. Surveys of Consumers Director Joanne Su said in a news release. Research by Payments Intelligence earlier this month found that 71% of consumers and small businesses said they were knowledgeable about the tariffs. Among this group, 78% expected tariffs to lead to higher prices, and 75% expected tariffs to bring about product shortages. More than half of those informed consumers, 57% exactly, think these tariffs will hit their wallets hard, Payments CEO Karen Webster wrote in a column last week. They're not only worried about the big picture economy, though 40% are concerned about that too, they're worried about their own bottom line. The other thing I will say is the dollar is very strong right now, and that means that buying overseas can create some bargain opportunities. Americans have been going to Paris or going to Tokyo, for example, to do their shopping. With the recent weakness in the yen, that provides almost a 30% discount when buying some luxury goods. So in my opinion, some of this may be in preparation for tariffs, or it may be taking advantage of some buying opportunities because of a strong dollar. And that can be a very smart and savvy way to shop. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.